Namaste, I'm Jyoti. I'm the founder director of Ajanta Vihara Institute of Spiritual Sciences, and today, once again, I bring to you guidance of the ancient shaman. Ancient shamanic wisdom. This guidance I had received a couple of years back, I think almost about 4-5 years back, and it took about 2 years to put all the guidance that I was receiving. I kept receiving it for 2 years, especially to be put in this form of a tarot deck. It took about a year then after that to put these cards together. So these are not just regular normal cards. None of the tarot decks are normal, but these oracle deck that I have are from the ancient shaman collective. Each of the shaman collective spoke to me, channeled their guidance through me, and encouraged me, guided me to put it in the form of this collective wisdom. So if you are here watching this video, then for sure it's not a coincidence. It is because you've been guided. Now you can be guided for various reasons. You can be guided because you yourself are a reincarnated shaman. You're a shaman who's camouflaging yourself. You're a shaman who's in hiding. You're the shaman who got scared of the darkness, persecution, imprints you carry, and so you're into hiding. Your soul's into hiding. Maybe you carry the ancestry. You are from that shamanic ancestry. Maybe you've had masters who were shamans, but basically whichever way it is, you do feel either consciously or with very deep connection, or subconsciously, which means you're not aware, but this force drives you, this connection drives you. Do not feel shy. Do not be ashamed of any kind of a connection that you feel, any kind of curiosity you feel in knowing, things related to what we refer to as mysticism, tarot, healers, channels, mediums. There are a lot of these definitions which are being used very loosely and seem to carry a certain kind of an impression and stigma. And I think that is the very reason, we feel very ashamed, or we don't feel confident enough to connect to such wisdom openly. We tend to disregard it, tend to kind of reject it as something weird, something crazy, witchy, voodoo, tantra. We tend to use these words very loosely because we have limited ourselves in understanding, because of course there is a fear. Fear not so much of this knowledge itself, not so much of exploring it as of what people are going to say, what people are going to talk about, in case you do that. And I totally understand that, because for many years I've also carried that shame, that fear of being shamed, that fear of being judged, fear of being rejected from the mainstream society, because I carried a certain chips over my shoulder. I believe that I was from such a premium college or university, and I had done so much, and I had achieved so much, and I had worked with various corporates in such high positions. So there was a certain understanding of what life is supposed to be, what achievement is supposed to be, what kind of appreciation is valid enough to feel yourself worthy, worthy of success, or worthy of being part of the society, or worthy of having an identity. And what is this I am identity? Everything was very aligned at that point, to just the material abundance. And of course that brings its own challenges. And I see same way, I see so many people, when they come to me, I've got patients coming to me to heal from their clinical illnesses, their emotional issues, mental health conditions, or students, or people in workshops. One thing that I get to hear very commonly from people is that, oh, you know what, I don't know. I don't think spirituality is for me. I don't think I'm cut out for spirituality. I do find it very interesting, but all these witchcraft, VOD, Tantra stuff is not for me. But who's saying all this is witchcraft and Tantra? This is based on what you see in movies, what you see in social media, what you see on YouTube or various other things. That is because you want to see it. When you go looking out in this world for evidences which will show you that you do not belong to something, then you do find those evidences. If you are looking for evidences to believe that you do not belong to this world, you will find those evidences. Now, this world, I mean our material world, right? Our material human reality. Same way, if you go looking for evidences that you do not belong to the spiritual world, then you will find all those evidences which will convince you that you don't belong to the spiritual world. And if you go looking for evidences which say, hey, you know what, you have no connection to energy world, you got no connection to magic, mysticism, call it whatever you want to. I'd like to keep it simple and say energy fields. Then you will find those evidences because you are seeking for it, and that in itself is extremely magical experience, isn't it? You are seeking it and it comes to you. Imagine how powerful and magnetic that is, right? You must be having something to attract what you're seeking without putting in too much of effort. So if you are seeking suffering, it is coming to you without you trying too many efforts. So same way, if you seek abundance, it will come to you. But it's just that it is easier to go with confirmative studies. So currently, in last few decades, confirmative studies have pointed to to more of material comforts, material success, because there's visibility, there's physical visibility. You have a certain job, you rise in that, you got certain money, you make more of it, you got house, then the next one, then the next one, the car. You're able to define it because it's so tangible, it's so visible. Now, of course, because that's all matter, right? That's all coming from your matter reality, your material reality. What you can't see is very difficult to believe, because we essentially depend on our senses, 5 senses, which is, if you see, if you feel, you sense, you touch, or you taste. So you depend on these senses for your reality. But what we forget is that there is another sense which is the most powerful sense, and that is your intuition. That's your intuitive guidance, and that's where your third eye chakra comes in. And in fact, all these 5 senses contribute to it. If you understand that there is a connection, if you want to understand there is a connection, if you want to understand that you are not just body, you are also a soul, you are not just a material reality manifesting yourself, you are also spiritual truth. This is what the yin and yang balance is, which people don't understand. I mean, I've seen people chasing definitions of success without even understanding that the true success lies in the balance of your material reality and your spiritual truth, because truth lies into spiritual spectrum, reality lies into your material spectrum, right? Now, if you want your truth to drive your reality, right, if you want your truth to manifest a reality for you, for that you have to come to the spiritual side. You need to look into yin and yang both, you need to look into body and soul both. So the shamans have been guiding people, all the ascended masters guide us to look into this yin and yang balance, to look into this body and soul balance. So let us try to understand what is the theme for this week. As I said, I like to do this 7 days reading because our mind is so tuned into this weekly cycle of movement and action, of doing. If we don't do something for a week, we feel, oh my god, we wasted our whole time. And although 3 weeks we might have done a lot, but 1 week we don't do anything and we start to feel sad and sorry for ourselves, we start losing focus, we start to feel so depressed and so inactive negative and feeling worthless, right, without any kind of appreciation for those 3 weeks that we might have actually overworked. That's how tuned our mind into time, and that's how controlled we are by this linear understanding of time, which is a very fourth dimensional energy, 3D, 4D energy, whatever you want to call it. Five dimensional consciousness is what the shamans are guiding you to move to, and fifth dimensional consciousness is something that moves beyond time. That doesn't mean you are indisciplined, that doesn't mean that you're just lying on the bed, all the time, or just finding excuses to kill your time. No, it's not that. It comes with a lot of discipline, it comes with a lot of understanding of time, not as linear. It comes with an understanding of time as spherical. It's a sphere. You need to understand time that way. But today's video is not about understanding time. For that, you have to go to my other video. So maybe you can tune into that one if you want to know more. Let's see what is the theme the shamans, the great ancient shamans, are bringing to us for this week, for you. And this is interesting. Now we have shamans, and I understand after these couple of weeks being led by the wind shamans, and now we have the earth shamans. The theme is earth is beyond what is visible, and that is very important for you to understand. Your existence, your reality, even your body is beyond what you see. Your reality is beyond what is visible, because what is visible is your perception of any reality, your perception of any truth, illusions, temptations, your attachment, right? Like for example, 5 cameras shooting the same person from the same angle will still give different results based on what camera you're using, right? It is exactly the same way. It's a viewpoint. So if there are 50 people looking at the same reality, each one is going to look at that reality differently. So there is no fixed reality, and that is why earth shamans are encouraging you to say, and please understand this is coming from earth shaman, so it's very important that you understand and take it seriously. Earth shamans are telling you, look beyond what is visible, look beyond what you have defined for yourself as your reality. And if you are watching this YouTube video, there is your first step of looking beyond your current reality wherever you are. You might be doctors and engineers and businessmen and successful writers, teachers, technical guys, MBAs. But if you're watching this video, then for sure there is a seeking inside you. Don't ignore it. Look beyond your current reality, which is the identity you have done for yourself in this material world. Let's see what is the guidance that the shamans are bringing to you, which needs to get aligned to this theme. First, of the energy that needs to be removed, released, let go, create a detachment to, and which is the energy that you need to connect with. So first, let's see the energies that need to go. I've been guided to pull out 3 cards, and interesting, I like this. Okay, interesting. So the energies that are being encouraged for you to release are by the earth shamans and the fire shamans. Fire shamans have been coming a lot in all my readings, and that is because it is the time of spirit. It is the time for you to connect with the higher realms. It's the time for you to connect with so many these amazing collectives of wisdom, of knowledge, of various learnings. So this card says earth manifests, beware. So it is very true, because whatever you choose your reality to be, it is going to be that. I spoke about it before I even opened the cards, that your current reality is your perception. It is the way you are looking. It is your attachment that's making you look at it. So if you are somebody who is a lot in a negative space, you like to look at glass half filled, then that is how your reality is appearing you to be all negative, because you're finding for evidences for that reality not to be abundant, and you are getting aligned to those evidences in terms of life experiences, energy field, as in relationships and all. So what whatever you are seeking is seeking you, as I said earlier, which means that you need to be very, very careful. You need to be very detached from the illusions that you hold for yourself as far as your reality is concerned. Those perceptions and assumptions, giving rise to so many expectations in you about your reality. Most of the times we are in love with the potential of our reality than the reality itself. So beware, you need to be beware as to what you're thinking, what you are getting yourself attached to, as in to which part of your reality. A bird flies, I embrace it with the earth. What does this mean? A bird flies, I embrace it with the earth. Now please understand, a bird is something that's flying, right? Bird is something that represents your thoughts. Birds represent not just the thought, but the thoughts that are that are an outcome of wisdom. Birds represent healing. Birds represent highest of the knowledge, highest of the wisdom being received, say in meditation, say wisdom received through great teachers, say wisdom received in your dreams, say wisdom received by reading books. So the more you allow your wisdom to grow, I'm not talking about information. Most of us collect information and start behaving like the wise one. Okay, information is there, so much of information is there. Information translates into knowledge, and that happens when you filter the information out and let the ego go, right? Knowledge builds up when you allow yourself to detach from your ego and sit down and say, okay, what is it that I need to draw from this? When you start to contextualize something, you need to, there is a meaning to every knowledge, right? So once you start to allow yourself this knowledge, and you allow this knowledge to kind of build into your experience, and as you move forward and you apply knowledge in your life, to build certain experiences which carry the vastness of this knowledge, is when wisdom happens. So earth shamans are encouraging you to reach to that stage of wisdom, which means expand your knowledge base, expand your awareness, learn as much as you can learn. Fire is in circles, align. So fire is in circle, which means more and more of collective consciousness is rising, and you need to align. So this is what the shamans are bringing to you, but what is the energy that you need to let go, and how these relate to the stagnant energy? Let's try to understand. So if you've been very attached to your negative thoughts, or carry negative intention, or are a very negative person, choosing to believe the glass half full, it's time you let go of that energy. A bird flies, I embrace it. If you are limiting expansion of your awareness, if you have a knowledge blockage, then it's time for you to let that go. If you are somebody who believes that you have learned enough, you have grown enough, or you are too caught up and attached in your material reality with your material success, then you need to understand that you are outside the consciousness circle, and you need to get into the consciousness circle. So you need to let go of that ego that keeps you attached only to your material success and does not allow you to embody your spiritual self. So this is the energy that shamans are, guiding you to let go. Now let's see. I'm just guided to take two cards out, and these are the two cards that the shamans have guided for you to embrace in terms of coming energy for this week. So the first one is seek wisdom from water masters in ascendants. Now seek wisdom from water masters in ascendants, and it's number 13. 1 plus 3 is 4, so spiritual. So let's try to understand who are these water masters. To me, anybody or everybody who is able to connect in the most authentic way beyond their ego with their feelings, because feelings are part of the true consciousness, are able to allow themselves to be in that space of feeling and release whatever does not serve them any longer, are in ascendance. So it's time for you to seek wisdom from healers, from teachers. You're more than welcome to come and join my workshops and my classes if you want to, because I am also one of the water masters. So there are people who are, so beautifully tuned into the water energies through Reiki healing, through pranic healing, through, tarot, through clairvoyance, directly through water, like myself, through multiple modalities, through dimensional connect with the collective consciousness. So you can start to connect with these masters either in person or by listening to them, by understanding, what is the wisdom they are asking you to align to. This is the truth card. This is the universal consciousness, and universal consciousness always speaks about the truth. Light flames, one or many. Now let's try to understand light flames, one or many, what the universal consciousness, the divine consciousness is trying to tell you, trying to guide you, is that light, will always supersede anything that might appear like light but is not light. So like you might look at a flame and say, oh, it's wow, that's light, but that's the source of light. That is not light itself, and after a while that's going to diminish. And that should not bother you, right? Because if one source ends, another source will come up. As long as you believe that the light is your source, you don't have to worry about the channel. So flame is a channel, bulb is a channel, right? If you were to look at the light, then your candle is a channel, your lamps are the channel, right? Your fireflies are the channels. But one dies, another replaces it. One ends, another replaces it. Your focus has to be light, because if your focus is with light, the fear is going to be minimal. You're not going to focus on, it ending, and the fear will not be there, because then you are not looking at a separation consciousness, because you're not worried if the candle ends or the bulb fuses or the lamp ends, right? Because you know that universe has aligned you to that light, and that light will keep coming to you. So this card is actually encouraging you to trust in your relationship with universe, your relationship with your own spiritual self, your relationship with your own soul. So you need to trust, if you're in your material reality, also to trust into your spiritual journey, also to trust in your spiritual consciousness, right? Because that light is not going to disappear. Don't think that, oh my god, I had this teacher, he's gone or she's gone, or this was my source of learning, it's gone. No, because it is, understand you as an extension to universe who is carrying that light. So universe is giving that light, and universe will continue to give the light. Now you might receive this light or give this light to one person or many people. That's none of your concern. Whatever is aligned will happen. As we say in Ajanta, as you look at this is what we say always: as aligned so shall be, and let the truth be revealed, because that's what we believe in, that's what I believe in, that's what my masters have guided me to. So as aligned so shall be. So focus on the truth and focus on the light that is you, because universe has chosen you as an extension to itself. It'll bring many vessels that you will light up, or many vessels that will light you if your light is diminishing, but it'll never end, it'll never get extinct. So you need to trust that. How beautiful are these words of wisdom, and how beautiful is all this knowledge and wisdom that shamans have been bringing to all of us. Stay tuned in if you want to learn more and if you want to connect, and I'm sure some of you are already experiencing certain energy shifts within yourself from the time you started listening to these videos. And for any queries, any questions, anything you have, please write in the comment section, because I will not be able to pick up your WhatsApp calls, but you can write in the comment section and I will respond to you. If you want to even find out about the courses, workshops, even healing, even therapies, to connect with your ancient shamanic wisdom collective, then, through maybe past life regression or through any other way that I get guided to help you to connect your ascendant masters with, then please do reach out. And hopefully you will have the most amazing experience, and you will be able to experience ascendance in a much speedier way than you ever imagined. So I wish you all the very best, and I'll see you next week. Love and light.